streets. I got a question for the streets. White people, why can't y'all stay out of our business? You hate us. You don't like us. Oh, we make everything about right. Why can't you stay out of our business? In the grocery store, at the mall, at the mall. Why can't you just stay out of our business? We could be talking to the person. We could be doing our own transactions. Here you go. Why the hell are y'all so nosy when it comes to black people? Or are y'all just like this in general? Like, is minding your business not a sport that y'all practice growing the hell up? Y'all got the answers for everything except for minding y'all got business. And then it got to the point where you could be talking to the black community like, this is FUBU, by us, for us, and here y'all go. We don't want to hear from y'all. It's not about you. It's more to life than you. I know you seeing that now because you becoming the minority. Why can't you mind?
This sister saying, I know many of you have felt the same way. You say, why in the hell they always in our business? Why they won't leave us alone? Don't they got something else better to do? No, they really don't. They really don't have nothing else better to do than mess with you. OK, because what I've learned about life, when people have something going on and something better to do and something more important, they don't mess with you because they're so preoccupied and busy with their life. They're not even thinking about you. OK, now, what I will say when she was saying that, you know, do y'all miss other people? No, they really don't. They really don't. The one thing other groups have to kind of keep them out of their business, even though they'll try to get involved with it, but one thing they have to keep them out is their languages, right? So whether it's the Hispanics, whether it's Asians, the different, whether it's Arabs, whoever, when they're speaking their language, they get bothered by it because they don't like other languages being spoken around them that they don't understand because they're so freaking nosy. I mean, now they can go learn the language if they want, but they don't like that. But they're more inept to our business. Let me tell you why. We always talk about that we are, you know, we have descendants of slaves, but they are descendants of slave masters. And slave masters always monitored the slaves. Slave masters always told the slaves what to do, when to get up, when to go to bed, when to eat, what not to eat, what they can do, how they can dress. They did all that. And they are, just as we are descendants of slaves, they descendants of slave masters. You understand? And those who say, well, you know what? My family wasn't any kind of slave master. Well, let me tell you about that. The system that was created is still the same system like the slave master. So any of those who imported here from Europe, they got along and got into this system and treated black people the exact same way. Right? Because when you still had the different white groups that came here, they wasn't allowed into whiteness, you know, like the Irish and the Italians and all these different ones. And then when they grafted them into whiteness, they made sure that, hey, I'm gonna go ahead on and treat black people the exact same way so I can keep my honorary, you know, white card. Right? That's just really the way it is. Now, you have to accept that's what they're going to do. Now, you as a black woman or black women who could be watching, the one that's going to be in your business a lot more is the Becky and Karen. But let me go tell you the differences with Becky and Karen. Becky, a lot of times, want to be you. She's very, very jealous of you. She's trying to mimic you, right? She wants to be, you know, a lot of them want to be with your men. And some of them at the same time can't stand you, right? At the Becky stage, they know their privilege. They know all of that. They may have some slight contempt for you here and there because they can't be you, right? But they don't really have that outward expression of racism as like the Karen stage. You understand what I'm saying? At the Karen stage, they didn't hit the wall already. They can't be you if they wanted to be. They upset that they're 50 and look 65. You're 50 and you're looking like you're 35. That's one thing they get very upset with you about as black women. Their men a lot of times, you know, trade them in. And so they're angry about that. They left them for a younger woman. Either a lot of times it's a younger white woman. It's not a black woman. And so when they get to the Karen stage, they're way more racist towards black people in general. That's why you see the Karens calling the police and the Karens doing this and the Karens doing that, right? When it comes to us as black men, You know, the white men, you know, they're worried about us too, right? They're worried about, you know, black men messing with the women. You know about the envy they have with black men. Like the white woman said, I'll never forget that in that video, that they more worried about the black man's D than the women are, right? When black men become successful, they get very, very threatened. When black men, you know, walk with confidence, you know, that bravado, that swag, you know, that's very intoxicating to a lot of people. Can't stand that. That's why you had all the mess with Shedura Sanders. I'm going to do a whole stream on Shedura Sanders tomorrow evening on AD&C. They can't stand that, so they was watching us for that. You know, so they're always monitoring, both of them, the men and the women. Much as they monitor, much as they stalk, much as they harass, if this was a relationship, if this was a girlfriend that was doing this, or a former boyfriend that was doing this, the courts would grant you in particular, a restraining order against them for what they're doing. People have gotten restraining orders for less. And these people will not leave black people alone. And let me tell you where you really trigger them. Go fly internationally. Even going to Africa sometime, they want to ask you what you do. Don't get in business class, first class. Even if you do first class domestically, the first question they want to figure out is this: what do you do? Because in their mind, you do something, because you don't belong up here in business class. You don't belong in first class with us. So either it's getting cheap, where we need to raise the prices, or you some sort of rapper, you some sort of girlfriend of a rapper.